that singer Sinead O'Connor died this week. The cause has not been released, but she was found dead at the age of 56 in her London apartment. Many of you wrote and said, will you please do her transition pictures? I don't do transition pictures for people who have just died. I think it's very unfair and disrespectful. And her family are still mourning, and fans are still mourning. She became incredibly famous in the 1990s with the song Nothing Compares to You. This made her an iconic singer, and also at the same time seemed to destroy her at the mental level. The fame and attention and the media dogging her everywhere sent her into a downward spiral. She appeared on Saturday Night Live. She tore up a picture of the Pope, and this was considered scandalous at the time. Frank Sinatra himself called her a stupid broad. Joe Pesci said he wanted to slap her, I think. And other famous people like Madonna, for instance, were mocking her. This sent her into even more of a spiral and almost ended her career. But eventually she became a Muslim, I think, and may have found some kind of comfort and peace in that. She married, I think, 4 times with possibly 3 other major dalliances as well. But every time she was covered in the media, it was always as if she was a crazy person who was barely holding it together. One of her children, her son, committed suicide not long ago, and this took her to the brink yet again. I mean, she was really on the verge of suicide herself. So when she died this week, I don't think it was entirely unexpected, but it was incredibly sad. And as I said, I don't do transition pictures, but I did do her crossover very quickly. And when I heard the news about Sinead O'Connor, I found myself looking up, and you know those toys, they sort of replaced boomerangs many, many years ago. They were like a propeller, and you threw them and they eventually came back to you. They used to give them away with comics and stuff. But one of those went overhead, and as it went by, it almost felt like a jetliner that was about to crash. It was like, oh, wow, that's really low. And it went over a nearby set of hills. And in my head, I went up over the hills to take a look. And it had indeed crashed to the ground. It was just basically sticking like a propeller out of the ground. Sinead O'Connor was attached to that propeller. And when she came off that, whatever this represents, we may never know, but she thought she was free of it, and yet the ground under her feet began to crumble. It was a bit like a pothole opened up, and she just fell into it. And it was rough. She went bam, 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 down the hill inside. There was something about this that, I don't know, she felt confident that she was going to be okay now that that was over, whatever it was. Maybe the grieving over her son, perhaps, something like that. But once that was over, she felt confident that she was okay. And then, just as she was feeling confident, the ground collapsed under her and she went.